came across a segment from Chuck Todd on NBC that was super stunning, interesting, but devastating about the effect, seemingly, of rhetoric from Republicans and beliefs and theories within Republican populations and the, as we've talked about many times in the past, effect that had on the death rate in Republican communities versus Democratic communities, especially after the vaccine started to be rolled out and political viewpoints very much influenced whether people got the vaccine or not. And the reason this is coming back up now is, and why I want to talk about it, Chuck Todd makes the case that this could affect the upcoming 2024 election. That's how significant the difference was, especially post-vaccine. And so we'll get to that. And also, it's just important to circle back on the devastating consequences of dishonesty. And sometimes after we get past, for example, the most devastating part of the pandemic, then it stops being referenced as much that truly rhetoric really hurt people during this time. It's important to circle back on that. But take a look at this from Chuck Todd, then we will discuss.
Welcome back. Data download time. The official COVID-19 health emergency may be over. But this week, a scientific study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association revealed what many had suspected. Republicans who lagged behind in accepting the efficacy of the COVID vaccine paid a steeper price. Researchers from Yale examined 538,000 deaths in people 25 and older in Florida and Ohio from April 2020 to December 2021. And they found that the excess death rate, deaths beyond what would normally be expected, was 15% higher for registered Republicans than for Democrats. But after the vaccine became available in April of 2021 to a majority of the population, the death rate among Republicans was 43% higher. So what about the nation?
And then he's going to get to NBC's analysis of raw numbers. But first here, when looking at death rates, so overall, Republicans experienced a 15% higher death rate from COVID. And you could attribute that to a number of different things. You have to assume part of that is the rhetorical difference between Democrats and Republicans, and Democrats taking these precautions more seriously. Then after the vaccine specifically, that jumps to 43%. And that you can directly attribute most likely to largely the stances on getting the vaccine. Continue.
As a whole. To test the theory further, we looked at deaths over the same time periods and used county-level 2020 presidential election results as a proxy for whether a county leaned Democratic or Republican. So here's what we found. The post-vaccine period in the study was harder on counties that voted for Donald Trump than those that voted for Joe Biden in 2020. Biden counties experienced more deaths from COVID before the vaccine became widely available than Trump counties did, about 325,000 versus 218,000 respectively. More people live in Biden counties and they're more densely populated. But after the vaccine became widely available, look at the numbers now in the spring of 2021. The numbers flipped. There were about 104,000 COVID deaths in Biden counties, about 24% of the total COVID deaths through December of 21. Compare that.
So then, even though Biden counties are more populated, after the vaccine was rolled out, Trump counties experienced more COVID deaths. It flipped after.
So more than 135,000 of COVID deaths in Trump counties after the vaccine. 38% of the total COVID deaths during that time. These numbers could actually matter in the 2024 election. Remember, here are the three closest states. Arizona decided by just over 10,000 votes. Georgia, just under 12,000 votes. Wisconsin, just over 20,000 votes. And the COVID post-vaccine patterns in these three states look very similar to what the Journal of American Medical Association found. In the Trump counties, 35% higher than the Biden counties in Arizona. Same story in Georgia.
So then, of course, the point he's making there is this could actually end up playing a role in the results of the upcoming presidential election because of these disproportionate deaths. And that's grim to think about. And the only point being made here is one of it's heartbreaking, it's devastating, it's enraging that Republican leaders chose to push so much misinformation that so many people bought into. And then when you look at after the vaccine, the effect in part that had on the lives of people, it is stunning. And to think that that impact and the disproportionate nature of the impact because of this misinformation could impact an election, that's how large it is, that's how wide the gap is unbelievable. And in the short term, Republicans chose to do this for, I guess, political reasons, thinking it would benefit them to be against everything that I guess Democrats were more in favor of. And that's why it was good for them to be against it when it came to public health measures and the vaccine. And again, in the most grim, dark way possible, they could have shot themselves in the foot by pushing out this type of misinformation, by lying about these different subjects. And is it to say that Democrats, Democratic leaders, even public health officials were perfect at every turn? No, far from it. And mistakes were made. But trying your best to be in line with the best available evidence and information at that point in time that the public health community was putting out was the way to go. And that's what so many Republicans didn't do. And now we're seeing the effect of that. And it's pretty stunning. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. And there's a link in the description.